Hey, what's going on guys, Ben here, and today I'm super excited to be unboxing and reviewing the brand new Boosted Mini S. So let's get started.
So as you can see, Boosted Board changed up their design of the box quite a bit. Now they actually show a picture of the board. You can see they have some specs here. 7-mile range, 18-mile-per-hour top speed, 20% hill grade, and regenerative braking. At the top, we have a picture of the remote. On the back of this very heavy box, I think this box weighs something like 17 pounds. You see even more specs of the board. They reiterate the ones I just said. The weight, it's actually 15 pounds. Deep dish composite deck, 1,000 watts of power, 80mm wheels, 190mm trucks, and then some other specs. The charge time of 1 hour and 15 minutes. Now, what do you say we get into this box? Tilt it up like this, slide off the cover. Here is the box for the Boosted Mini S. Let's pull out the tabs and let's lift this open. Whew. Alright, I just saw a glimpse of it. Let's lift up this paper. Alright, and there is the board. There is the Boosted Mini S in all of its glory. Now, let's lift this little guy out. Alright, very heavy. A lot heavier than I thought it was going to be. It looks surprisingly light, but it's really not. You see we have the big 80mm wheels. Let's pull off this wrapper. Alright, put this off to the side. Very nice. It's a very nice, fun, light design. Made out of plastic, but it's not cheap plastic. It actually feels very, very sturdy in the hands. This thing feels like a serious tool and not some sort of toy that's gonna break on me. Again, I've been riding Boosted boards for thousands upon thousands of miles, over a year now. And having ridden one for so long, I can tell this is up to Boosted quality. Everything about it is so nice. A brand new fresh Boosted board is always the most amazing thing ever. The wheels are always so clean. But let's put the board off to the side. Now also in the box is this little tiny smaller box with all of the accessories. Now in here, we get a few things. So we get this pamphlet which has 3 steps to get riding, some of the basic controls. Then we have a really big and nicely designed manual. I mean, look at this. This thing has everything you'll need to know to ride. Everything from how to stand on the board to all the components. I mean, just look at how nice this manual looks. Now in the box they also include quite a few other things. They have the remote, which is the same as what you would use with the older boards. Very familiar, very ergonomic design. I love this remote. Then you have, this is new, they included Boosted skate tool. So this is to change the wheels and bearings and other components of the board. It's nice that they include that in the box. Then beneath that, we've got what I presume to be the charger. And yes, I think I'm right. Here's a charging cable and a charging power brick. This is the standard Boosted charger, so I don't think there's anything different about this and what was included with the old board. Feels exactly the same. And then there's a few other things that I haven't seen before. So there are some Boosted stickers, which did come with the older board, and this little packet. Let's see what's in here. Oh, alright, so in here is the lanyard for the remote so that you don't drop it, and a mini USB charging cable to actually charge the remote for the board. There's nothing else except for a few of these little silica gels, some nice candy for later. But let's put the box off to the side and take a closer look at the board itself.
Alright, now hopping right into the review portion of this video, I first want to start off by talking about the design of this new board. Now this thing, as you can clearly see, is a lot smaller than the old one. In fact, it's about 8 inches shorter than the older board. However, it is not lighter. This thing weighs just as much as the old board, but because it's shorter, it's a little bit easier to carry around. See, with the old board, you would have to bend your arm while you carried it, but with this new one, it can kind of hang by your side and your arm can stay straight. It's actually a lot more comfortable to carry. Now this new little board also features a kicktail, which the old board did not. Now that kicktail allows you to pop up the front of the board and actually makes it a lot more maneuverable, meaning you can make tight turns with it, and you can also pop up over little bumps and curves. So overall, this is actually a lot easier to ride. However, it might not be as comfortable. See, the old board had a lot of flex to it. It was made out of this bamboo deck, and so when you jumped on it, the board would actually bend, and that meant going over bumps and cracks was basically a breeze. But now with this new board, it's got a stiff construction, meaning when you hit a bump, it vibrates through the deck and you really feel it. There's no flex to the board. However, when I took it on a test drive, it actually wasn't that bad. Alright, first impressions, this thing feels just like a boosted board. It honestly feels basically no different. It rides the same. The only difference is it's a little bit slower than my old board, and also you do feel bumps a little bit more. Honestly, it is a little bit of a harsher ride, but because the board is so thick, you could actually feel like it absorbs bumps very, very well. It doesn't bounce like the old board did, so it doesn't have like a shock absorber built in, but it does absorb the bumps very well, and so you don't glide over them, but when you hit them, just like I did, they sort of feel muffled. That's the best way to kind of describe the ride feel. It feels like a muffled, harsh boosted board. Alright, so right now I'm going up a very steep hill, and it's handling it like nothing. I mean, this thing has a lot of power to it. I'm full throttling it though. It is going a lot slower than the old board, but by no means is this thing lacking any power. I mean, it's a boosted board through and through. So it's definitely, I would say it's a really enjoyable ride. This thing seems perfect for going around college campus, riding around, cruising in the streets. I mean, like, right now I'm just kind of riding down the road. This thing is handling every turn, every crack, every bump I throw at it, and it's just nothing for this thing. This thing is awesome. Alright, now I'm gonna keep riding on, and we're gonna move on with this review. Now, one thing that Boosted did to make the ride a little bit easier, since it might not be as comfortable as the old one, is they made the deck this composite curved deck. See, the arch of the deck allows your feet to fit nice and snugly inside, and you feel like you have a lot of control with turning and carving and also kicking up the tail. Your feet kind of fall into place where they naturally should, and it's actually a really well designed deck. This is the first time that Boosted actually designed all the components of the board. So the wheels are theirs, the trucks are theirs, bearings, the deck, the motors, everything is built in-house. And also, because they designed everything in-house with this board, not only were they able to get the cost down, but they were also able to make this a more overall well-rounded product. See, there are little attentions to detail that they added to this board that their old board simply didn't have. For example, underneath the kicktail, they added a protective puck so that you don't actually scratch the bottom of the board. Around the entire rim of the board, they added this black plastic band that allows it to be protected when it bashes into objects. I've already bashed this into stuff in my test riding, and it really didn't leave that much damage to it. It just kind of put a little dent in it, and that's that. So this thing really is sturdy compared to the old board. So in the end, do I recommend this board? This board is an absolute yes in my recommendation. This is an incredible product. It really checks all of the boxes except for speed. If you are a speed demon and you need the fastest board, or you want something that's super duper comfortable, then maybe some of their faster higher end models are good. But this thing really does everything. And also, if you need something that has more range than the 7 miles that this board has, they do offer a 14-mile version of the exact same board that I would recommend if you need that extra range. So anyway, that was my review of the Boosted Mini S. Overall, it's a fantastic product, really fun to ride, excellent cruiser around town. I highly recommend it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and also comment down below letting me know what you thought. Also, stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be a behind the scenes of how I shot this whole video. So if you are excited and want to see that, please sure to hit subscribe and stay tuned. That will be coming out in 2 days. Alright, anyway, thanks, subscribe, and peace out. What do we have over here? Are you learning to ride the Boosted board?
Is this a skater dog? Are you a skater dog?